intention behind spritzing the coriander is for community. So even though I'm here and you're there, my hope is that we're in this together and that we breathe together and move together, all right? We're gonna start today in a supine position. And so what that means is we're gonna lie on our backs, we're gonna place our feet together, trying to imprint the soles of our feet, right? Even grounding here as we begin to lie back. We're going to place here the hands just on the lower abdominals and begin to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. So taking that breath in and feeling just the presence of the back body in our breath. And so as we settle into this 30-minute practice, feeling our presence, feeling the awareness of our body systems, and fine-tuning our attention, right? Aligning our intention to help carry us through the day with a more organized, resilient spirit. Last one. And then we're gonna interlace the fingers. I call this our lattice breath. And we're gonna rest it here just gently on the sternum, let the elbows get heavy, and breathe here in and out through the nose, collecting our energy and building energy here. At the top of the inhale breath, feeling just that subtle rise of the sternum, and settling down through the center of the body, into the mat, and down into the earth. 2 more breaths. And we start to build our volume this way with our inhales and our exhales. We start to build our resonance. And of course, 1 more breath. And we're going to extend the arms out by our sides with the palms turned up. And we're going to move here into just a smooth arc with the arms. And noticing as the arms come up over the head, the scapula, the shoulder blades begin to separate and pull wide across our back body. I like to think of this practice of the arms as building our wingspan, right? So creating space, lengthening even through the fingertips to build that energy, that capacity here. And 1 more time here. And continue to keep the arms over the head. Turn the palms to face one another here. Lengthen into the fingertips. And really reach up. Feel even the shoulders kind of rise up towards the ears just a little. Create some length and space in the waist. 1 more breath in and then exhale. Bring the arms down along your sides. Fold the legs in here. And then here we're going to line up the heels to the sitting bones, imprinting through the ball, the big toe, the pinky, and the heel, and allow the arms to just gently reach out along your sides. Let the knees fall to your right, anchoring here through the left shoulder blade, reaching out and up into that left arm, creating a nice diagonal pull. Exhale back through the center to the other side. Let the knees fall. Let the gaze shift, creating that expansive line, right, from hand to knee on the diagonal. And let's just do that 1 more time. A reach. So we're reaching a little bit more through the left knee, out into the left arm. And then to the opposite side. So balancing out right and left side, solar and lunar energies. And back through the center. Bring the arms down by your sides and feel welcome to turn the palms to face down. We're going to move here gently through the pelvis. We call this our pelvic rock, our pelvic bowl. We articulate up just to the middle spine, center of our rib cage, and roll back down. Feeling the glutes engage in that posterior tilt, hovering the pelvis, reaching forward into the knees, creating length and space in the front of the pelvis, and then rolling down through the spine. Let's do twice more. Tipping the pelvis, peeling up, anchoring through the outer edges of the shoulders, and then we do that one more time, tipping the pelvis, peeling up, and rolling all the way back down. From here, we're going to pick up the right knee, interlace the fingers, and hug that right knee into the right side ribs. On our exhale, breath through the nose, peeling up to the bottom of the shoulder blade. Firming here the left glute, we extend the left leg in line with the right. Reaching the arms out in front of us, we take a breath in and out, feeling that alignment from pubic bone, navel, center of the ribs, throat, here, third eye, and out through the crown. Pulling both knees in, hugging them into the chest, getting a little lighter through the tailbone, and then lowering back down. Take a breath in. Left knee hugging into the chest, interlace the fingers, feel that left thigh rest into the left side ribs. With your exhale breath, curling up to the bottom of the shoulder blades, firming the right glute, extending the right leg. It can come in line with the left heel. We extend through the arms, finding our alignment, reaching past ourselves, lifting up beyond ourselves, pulling the knees in here, lowering the feet. Take a breath in, circle the arms. When they reach the overhead position, interlace the fingers. Here, cupping the center base of the skull, curling up to the bottom of the shoulder blades here, supporting the skull in the hands, supporting your imagination here, bringing one knee up and then the other. From here, we're going to peel the toes back. The pelvis here is level. It is a neutral pelvis, right? And so from here, we're going to try to maintain that. Send your gaze along your front body. See the abdominals stay hollowed as we tap the right heel. Bring it up. Breathing in and out through the nose to maintain, right, and restore our own inner fire. Right, and we're building our lung health and our lung support, feeling kind of that bellowing, right, of the lungs with the inhales and the exhales. We'll do two more. Pause at the top, just stretch through the tops of the feet. Lower the head down. Take a breath in. Firm to the upper inner thighs, lifting up through the pelvic floor, feeling light through the crown of the head, long through the back of the neck. Pull the right knee slightly forward, extend the left leg. It's important as we do these with the extended leg to feel that awareness of our glute, right? Keeping a lift there, feeling the back of the leg has nice tone, solid tone. One more. Bring the knees in. This time, hug the knees into the chest. Curl up a little bit higher and lower the head down. From here, we're going to cross at the ankles, gently prop ourselves all the way up, right? And from here, we're going to come into quadruped. We're going to move into some all fours work. All right, so bringing the hands here towards the front of the mat, measuring up here, feeling here that the back of the wrist lines up to the armpit. And we want to, again, focus on the breath, right? Really building that lung support for ourselves. We're going to anchor into the tops of the feet. We're going to round the spine, exhaling out through the nose. We're going to tip the pelvis forward, not sagging in the lower back, but feeling more of a stretch through the front body. 4 times. Pushing the floor away from us. Moving the lungs forward. Getting to the end of each breath. And then we're going to pause in the center. Let's do a few circles with the tailbone. Lubricating the joints here, the SI joint. Feeling just a smooth movement of the pelvis on top of the thigh bones. And reverse that circle, right? Smoothing out the edges. Feeling a sense of lightness. Feeling more movement in the pelvis than in ribs and upper body yet. From here, walk the legs together. Extend your right leg. Firm that glute as we did in the sequence with the abdominals. Lift the leg up and think of here lengthening from pubic bone, sternum, throat, out through both eyes, right? And from here, just lowering the leg down. Taking here a quarter circle out to the side and plant the entire outer blade of the foot. Bring the left shoulder directly over the left wrist and open up here, right? This sort of prepares us for triangle pose later. That stacking wrist, shoulder, gaze, up and open. We might oscillate open a little bit more through the ribs, lifting into the back of the lungs, opening up our throat. And from here, gently externally rotate in the hip socket. Cross the arms, cross reference here, breathing into the space between the shoulder blades and feeling the pubic bone here begin to move forward through the chest, through the throat, and gazing forward. Good. Reset that right foot, stack up the left arm, open it up, and then return here back through the center. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So just kind of proprioception, where am I in space, our alignment, left leg, lifting it up, feeling that subtle tone between pubic bone and navel, not overextending into that lumbar spine, right? If we sag the lower back, we'll be less likely to feel our glute support. We lower the leg, quarter circle, plant the entire outer blade of the foot. That left arch is lifted. We stack it up. We seat a stack, right? And we start to turn our gaze open and maybe begin to bring that right lung forward and up even a little bit more, right? Opening up from the armpit through the fingertips. And then externally rotating, we cross reference, getting breath between the scapula. We'll feel here a stretch in the groin, right? Into the inner thighs. And we send here our gaze forward. And then reset it all, right? Open it up for a moment. And then bring the hand back down. And bring the knee back down. Now from here, we're going to try to minimize our shift, right? So can we bring right foot back, left foot back, right knee down, left knee. A couple of these, right and left, right? Feeling those folds in the body, right? Noticing our joint space, but not disrupting here that neutral spine. One more, hold plank. Bend the knees, pull the tail back, shift back. Find a gaze point forward and feel the upper arms wrap in towards one another. Soften the chin towards the throat and make sure the arm bone feels really, connected, nested, so to speak, in the shoulder capsule. And then from here, we're going to round the spine and articulate forward. Take a breath in. Feel the front body supporting you, right? The front of the thighs, the front of the abdominal wall, the front of the ribs, the front of the chest, through the arms. Right knee, left knee in. Sit back on your heels. Circle the arms up and over the head. Interlace the fingers, all but the pointer and thumb. Middle pointer finger here, the grounding finger in traditional hand gestures, right? pointing up through the center. Find your alignment here, right? If you notice that the heels and the sit bones connect, imagine if you were up against a wall, right? Would your sacrum, space between the shoulder blades, back of the skull, and thumb all line up? Take a breath in. Take a breath out. And then pull the arms back a little. Circle them around. And let's do the other side. So we return to all fours. Finding that quiet movement in our joint space, left foot, right foot. It might feel like the pelvis comes up a little, right? Even as the knees come forward. We're feeling that connection across the pelvis into our frontal hip points are transverse. And we're going to stay there on this one. We're going to bend the knees, pull the tail back, wrap the triceps in towards one another. Set your gaze point, imprint all the fingers through the heel of the hand, and then soften your chin into the throat. Look at the feet. Notice that the ankles are in alignment with one another. And then we're going to round from the tail through the back of the waist and the crown. And we come here, back to our plank. Take a breath in. And a breath out. And nice and gently, left knee, right knee, sit back. We're going to circle once again. This time we're going to imprint the fingertips and the palm. And as you take a next exhale breath, we're going to release all but the thumbs and the pinky fingers. Gaze up. And take a breath, right? And receive that grace from above, right? Let it spill into the palms, down through the center of the body. And then set your gaze forward. Circle the arms and bring them all the way back down. Take a breath in and a breath out. And we're going to move here through a few brief, accessible patterns of movement, standing, okay? All right, so we're coming up. You can bring the feet together. If that's not comfortable for you, come more to a parallel first, lining the heels up to your sitting bones. We bring the arms down along our sides. Take a moment to check in with the body from the ground up. Feel the imprint of both the front half and the back half of your foot. Notice if you're pulling back into your heels or if you're way, way, way forward. Try to balance out ball and heel weight. Notice here if the inner thighs are lit up and there's a lightness in the pelvic floor and not a gripping in the glutes. The more upright the pelvis, the easier it is to maintain a natural standing position without gripping. We lengthen into the back of the waist. Exhale it out. Bring the arms up and over the head. Inhale, press the palms together. As you exhale, keep lengthening up into the arms, into the gaze. Bend the knees and fold into yourself. Find your fit. Can we tuck the knees into the armpits? Can we soften here, the chin into the throat? Is the weight still balanced between right and left sides? And then send that energy out through the tail, out through the crown, almost to a neutral spine. Bring the arms up and then lift up here, right? Look up. And then reset the hands. It can be fingertips or palms flat. Bring the right knee down. Interlace the fingers. Support the center base of the skull. We want to here create square shoulders, square hips, right? A nice rectangular shape here. Draw the pubic bone forward. And think of here lifting up the lungs, right? Take a breath, wrap the triceps in and up past the elbows. And then return your hands down. Step the right foot exactly next to the left. Smooth transitions, interlace. We come up. Take a breath.
Does this side feel the same, different? You can elevate the heel a bit. Keep pulling the pubic bone forward. Firm your left glute. Notice how you feel a little more of a stretch in the front of the hip on the left side. Bring the hands down, bring the foot, and then from here, scoop the belly. Let the abdominals peel you up. With a little more speed, we rise up, press the palms, bend the knees. We let the breath out. Right knee down. I forgot the chair part. And interlace the fingers. And bring the hands down. Bring the foot forward. Left knee down. Interlace. Lift the gaze. Here, bring the foot forward and round up. Let's do it one more time. We'll add the chair, which I forgot. We bring the arms up. Bend the knees, find your fit. Lengthen through the spine, lift the arms, lift the chest, lift the gaze, bring them down. Right knee down, hold the skull in the hands, and hands down. Foot forward, left knee down, interlace. Bring the hands, bring the foot, and we roll up. Let's add on to that, bring the arms up. Press the palms together. Bend the knees, lengthen into the waist. Come down only when you need to. This time, step the right foot back, knee up. Bring the spine up, wake up the spine. Hips are still squared, right? They stack. Firm into the glute. Shift your weight more towards the front of your left foot, right? From here, bring the arms up and over the head, soften the back knee. Lengthen through the elbows, wrap the triceps in towards one another. Take a breath in and a breath out. Long waist. Gently settle the knee down. Bring the hands onto your mat. And now from here, we're going to stack wrist over shoulder. And we're going to rotate here, opening up, right? And start to oscillate the ribs and the chest. Allow here, if you will, that left knee to slide open a little bit. And then as we did earlier, cross-reference, this time with the long right leg. Stay low and shift. Return back and shift. Return to lunge and pause. Lift it up and hold. Bring the hands down, pause, step the right foot in. Other side, we find our lunge. We find our measurement. We find tone in the glute, standing on the right foot, lift the arms, soften the back knee. Take a breath, get a little longer in the waist. Back body is alive, front body moving forward. Stack here, wrist to shoulder. Peel it open. Take a breath in, still lifting up in the front body, right? Imagine you're between two panes of glass. What would that look like? Return back here through the center. Cross the arms long way. Stay low and shift. Opening up the inner thighs. Return back through the center. One more lift, finding your balance. Return the hands down, bring the foot forward and stack the spine. With a little more pace, we rise up, inhale. Bend the knees, exhale. Step it back, find your measurement, bring the arms up. Bring the arms down. This time the knee can come down. Peel it open. If it's in your practice and you want to catch the foot, catch the foot. Release, circle the arm and cross. Take a stretch with the opposite arm. Take a stretch with the opposite arm. Return back through the middle. Find your balance right away. Set your gaze. Bring the hands down. Bring the foot right next to the other one. One more time. Find your measurement. Lift the arms. Bring the hands down. Bring the knee down. Find your balance. Find your foot. Pull the pubic bone forward. Circle the arms all the way around, cross-reference. Opposite arm stretches. Opposite arm stretches. Return back to the center. Find your balance. Bring your hands down. Bring your foot forward. Roll up through your spine. Circle the arms up and over the head. Interlace all but the pointer now in standing. Take a breath in and take a breath out. And we're going to keep reaching up, but we're going to bend the knees. We're going to slide down a wall. Moving into the joint space. Ankle, knee, hip. And from here, we're going to circle the arms all the way down. We're going to fold into ourselves here for a moment. Try to flatten through the palms. Hug the elbows inward. Soften the chin into the throat. And take a breath. Let it out through the mouth, letting it go. And we're going to set our gaze forward and gently step the right foot, then the left back into plank. Using that cue of firming the glute, firm your right glute, hover the heel. Minimal adjustment in the pelvis. Now we're going to flex that foot, keep tone on the back of the right leg. Bend the left knee. Shift back into a three-legged dog. Shift forward, hover the upper spine. 4 times. Plant your hands with even weight. 1 more. Last one. Line it up, heel in line with glute, both arms energetic, triceps wrapping inward. Bring the knee forward and then externally rotate. Bring your right knee down, right behind the right wrist. Gently chug the left foot back and upright the spine. This might be a place where you'd like to use blocks. So you get a little more lift. So you can firm into your blocks, pull the pubic bone forward, and the blocks could even be stacked on a higher setting. But we want to anchor through the tops of the left foot, pull the pubic bone forward, line up the pelvic floor, shift the lungs forward, open the throat, feel the width across your collarbones, see straight ahead. And then let that right sit bone kind of sink back. Extend here, the arms out in front of you, or you can kind of just bring them here, right? One on top of the other. Let the forehead come down. You might feel your right heel just right in that left hip socket, right? And then we're going to reach here out towards what's 2 o'clock if we had a clock face in front of us. So left hand and then right hand. So we're reaching out through that back leg, reaching forward into the arms, creating space in that left side body. Let the ears come between the elbows. And then come back up when you're good and ready. Replace the hands here. Slide the left knee forward. Come back into plank safely here for you. Balancing out your weight, hand, foot, foot. Maybe needing to walk the feet in a little closer from your left glute, abdominals here. Flex through the foot, bend the right knee, shift it back. Bring it forward. Shift it back. Now this left leg stays in a perfect line. Keep your gaze steady. Bring it forward. Pause here, drop on the low belly, externally rotate in the hip socket, and then bring that left knee down. Chug the right foot back. Again, you can use your blocks. Pull the pubic bone forward. Might feel a little bit different from one side to the other. Notice if you're kind of just dumping your weight down at the base of your pelvis. See if you can lift up, right? Use your right? Your mula bandha here. Draw it up and then pull the pubic bone forward. Create a little synergy there. And then allow that left sitting bone to drop, right? So you get a deeper stretch in your external rotators. You can also, if it's too much, just keep a block just right under that left hip. I got a lot of business here. You can stretch the arms out in front of you, right? You can keep them right underneath you if it's too much. We're coming out to 10 o'clock. So 10 o'clock is between our hands. So we come out here, right? We don't want this right leg to shoot out on the diagonal. We want it right behind us. We want to feel this right inner thigh wrapping up to the ceiling. And then we're going to look forward. This time we're going to come onto the forearms. We're going to plant little fists here. We're going to slide the knee forward and carefully come into a little plank. And from here, taking 4 breaths and feeling here again, the pubic bone moving forward, the gaze pulling forward. 2 more breaths. And 1 more. Gently bring the knees down. Shift back here into a nice long child's pose. Circle here the arms so that they gently cup the heels. Seed pose. And take a breath in. You can kind of rock from side to side. Exhale it out. And then scoop up into the belly. And stack the spine all the way up. We're going to, from here, lift up through the hips. Separate the knees slightly so that you really feel that the pelvis isn't back, but it's moving forward. And that pubic bone and frontal hip points line up. There'll be a little bit of tone on the back body. From here, we're going to circle the arms up and over the head. Interlace the fingers and press the palms up to the ceiling. And feel here the length of the arms, the strength in the back of the shoulders, the lightness under your eyebrows, the tone in the abdominals, right? And the weight forward towards the front of the knees. Open the eyes, lift the chest, imagine arcing up and back, up and back, up and back. Come back through the center. Release the arms here by your sides. Gently come up to stand. Settle into your feet, grounding down into the feet. Feel the support up through the legs and anchoring into your pelvis. See if you can find a nice resilient breath. Inhale. Both lungs billowing. Exhale. One more time. Exhale. Bring your hands right by the chest, towards your heart space. Interlace all but the pointer and thumb. Remembering here that you are grounded, the body is better organized, you have clearer vision, and you're prepared to move on with your day. And trust that.